This segment of UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold is brought to you by CEFQ. For all your banking, insurance, and investment needs, visit your local branch or go to CEFQ.com.
Welcome back to UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. My name is Paul Peck. The California Kid, the Merchant of Canada, and Towering Tyree. Not a part of a cast of a production at the Center for the Arts, but the three guys battling to be the Bulls' starting quarterback. They've got the big shoes to fill of Joe Licata, but all bring something to the table. We sat down with all three, and we asked each of them for the scouting report on the other two. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. We want to give Bulls fans a chance to get to know all three of you guys that they've already heard a lot about. So we figure, well, why not? Let's do this all together. So I guess the easiest way to start, and Chris, we'll start with you because you've been here the longest. I want you to briefly describe what these other two guys bring to the quarterback room and what you've learned from the other two guys.
Definitely. Well, these two guys have been great teammates. They're fun to be around, fun to be in the meeting rooms with. Grant is extremely knowledgeable in the game, and so is Tyree. Grant playing for a long time, come from Iowa State. He knows a lot about protections and a lot about coverages, so learning from him. And Tyree, he's got an unbelievable arm. He's got arm strength, accuracy, as well as Grant. But it's fun to watch these guys and learn from them and compete with them and go out every day and just do your best every day, and so it's been fun. All
right, Tyree, you're the second longest tenured Bulls quarterback here, so you get the next one. What have you learned from these two guys?
Like Chris said, I learned a lot from Grant, just about him. He's been playing football the longest in college. He's seen it all, so just learning from him about coverages and protections and stuff along that line, and just being around him. And then Chris, he's very knowledgeable too. Him and Grant, they compliment me on that. Like, they try to help me with that. Going in the film room and stuff, doing extra work, so they both work really hard, and it's fun to be around them.
Right, and it's not often we get to save you for last, right? You're the one that usually gets to go first. You've been in the game longest, but you've been here, Grant, the shortest, only a couple of months. So your sort of learning process, not only about this team and this offense, but these guys has been a little shorter. So in that amount of time, what's jumped out at you?
Well, learn the offense and stuff like that, and they've really helped me with that. You know, a lot of the concepts that we've learned this spring are concepts I'm familiar with. But, Coach K might want us to read them a certain way, and these guys have been really helpful in that way. And I'm new here, like you said. And so just, day in and day out activities, guys in the locker room, these guys have helped me out, get to know names, get to know the routine of everything. So I think just being comfortable here and kind of settling in, these guys have really just, been tremendous.
It's a unique situation for you. You played 4 years at Iowa State, you started games, you won games, and then all of a sudden things change and the opportunity presents itself for you to go here and to have a chance to sort of be dropped in here as a senior. What brought you here, and what's that sort of accelerated learning curve like for you?
I think what brought me here was just, I think I really liked the staff. They were really friendly. I had kind of some connections to them, some coaches at former coaches at Iowa State kind of knew the staff here and got me connected. And I think I just wanted to go somewhere where I was wanted, where they, were going to give me a chance to compete. And I think, my best opportunity was here to truly, get a chance to play. So, I think that the quick learning curve has been a little tough. It's been rushed. But again, like I said, these two have been more than helpful and helping me along.
Chris, how much has his experience, having played at the highest level in the Big 12 and having seen a lot of things, how much is that helping you? How much can you draw from Grant like that?
Oh, a ton. It's, as I said, he's been really extremely helpful, both in the film room and on the field, watching him play and learning from him. It really helps us, and it makes it easier on the field when we get out there, and we're able to go through our coverages and go through our reads, and we've seen a guy who knows how to do it, and if we do something wrong, we'll come off and we'll say, hey, this might work better, or this might help you out, and it's been extremely helpful, and he's been successful at the top level, so that he's going to be successful here as well.
Well, you were successful in your previous high school career. You were the #1 quarterback coming out of Canada. This is your third year here. What's the transition been like for you from the Canadian game to this game, and now the transition from being a backup to moving up the depth chart to having the opportunity to start?
It's been a huge transition. Definitely the transition from the Canadian game to the American game was a little different, and it took me a little bit to get used to that. But now that I'm here and I've been here for a couple years, I've made that transition. I'm getting used to the timing of routes and the speed of the receivers and everything like that. I'm starting to get the hang of it, and it's been a really cool opportunity to get a lot of reps in practice and compete for the starting job. So it's been fun.
Tyree, you spent last year watching and learning behind these guys, behind Chris, behind Tony Daniel, behind Joe Licata. Coming off your high school career, what's the next level you think you've taken?
It was just a good experience learning from Joe and Tony and Chris, just being able to travel with the team and go on away games and just learn what it's really like on game day and just being around Joe and stuff. So I feel like that first year was really fun, and I'm just excited to compete now.
You had a lot of success in high school. Last 2 years, 4,500 yards passing, 50 touchdown passes. You also ran for 13. What worked so well for you in high school, and how can you make that work at this level?
I think just being on the same page with your teammates, they help a lot. Just here, being on the same timing with your receivers, and the offensive line in both high school and both here are just really good, so they've all helped. So.
All right. Grant, you ever been around a quarterback as big and physically gifted as this guy?
I've been around some physically gifted quarterbacks, but none that jump out like Tyree. You see Tyree, and you just see his size, his skill level, and it's just impressive to see.
More with the Bulls' 3 quarterbacks when we come back on UB Football Insider.
Be counted for the 2016 edition of UB Bulls football.
Now cuts upfield at the 40, at the 30, there he goes. Jordan Johnson, bullseye.
Want some affordable family fun this fall? Look no further than the UB Football Dave & Buster's mini plan. For just $78, choose any 3 games, plus receive a $10 gift card and a $30 Dave & Buster's Power Card. For tickets and more information, call 877-UB-THERE or visit UBBulls.com.